On Saturday, as part of the Texas Tribune Festival, U.S. Representative Joaquin Castro of San Antonio and several other panelists spoke on making higher education more affordable.
We know, for example, that since 2003, the cost of going to a public university in Texas has more than doubled, which has made it difficult, as you know, for students to be able to afford to go to college and then to stay in college and graduate. Making college affordable really is an endeavor that requires the cooperation of both the federal and the state governments. And, you know, between the federal government and Texas, that's been lacking over the last few years.
Most states, if not all states, have limits on what they can spend their money on. They have a constitutional spending limit or a balanced budget requirement. And so whenever you look at the budget in its entirety and the entitlement programs such as Medicaid, public schools, K through 12, and those sorts of things, as those costs rise and the spending limits don't rise in connection with them, then other things have to be rationed out. And higher ed is one of the discretionary areas in all budgets in this country that basically get caught up in that balanced budget.
When we talk about dollars and cents, and we talk about and we boil education down to what you're going to make and what your student loan debt, at the same time we need to be saying things like you need to pursue your passion. You need to balance out what's practical for you and your family, but find some way to be in a job that you can go to every day, because this is what you're going to be doing every single day, and this is a very important decision.
$25,000 as compared to buying a car or buying a house, certainly, or something else, $25,000 in debt is a solid investment to make sure that you're able to pursue your dreams and have the career that you choose. But that's only the case if you actually graduate. And our graduation and completion rates at our public universities in Texas and our community colleges are often lower than our high school graduation rates. We've spent a lot of time focusing on getting people in the door, but we've not dedicated as much energy to making sure once they're there that they actually finish off. And in the worst case scenarios, people have taken out thousands and thousands of dollars of loans, and then they have no degree to go use and a career to use to pay it off.
At another panel at the Texas Tribune Festival, UT Austin President Bill Powers spoke on the issues surrounding getting college students to graduate within 4 years.
In the aggregate, we're not completing enough of our population to have an AA or a bachelor's or a master's at every level. Our issue is a resource issue. That is, if somebody stays longer, there's not room for other people to come in. There's a sense that, oh, if we just do it differently, we can avoid having to invest in higher education or public education, for that matter. Texas, of the leading states, invests a much lower percentage of its GDP in higher education. We're not going to compete in the long run if we continue to do that.